The North Andover African American History Committee, in partnership with the North Andover Historical Society, invites you to our events for African American History Month and beyond. Mark your calendars for these events. Tuesday, February 11th at 7 p.m., the North Andover Historical Society will be showing the film Rising from the Rails, the story of the Pullman Porter, a documentary that chronicles the generations of African American porters on luxury trains serving as caretakers to the wealthy white passengers, free to Historical Society members and $10 for non-members. The following events are free and open to the public and have been made possible by a grant from Mass Humanities, which provided funding through the Massachusetts Cultural Council, through the Expanding Massachusetts Stories track. Sunday on 23 February at 3 p.m. at the North Andover Historical Society, baseball historian and scholar Carl Lindholm tells the story of William Clarence Matthews. Matthews was a terrific baseball player for both Phillips Academy in Andover and Harvard at the turn of the 20th century. As Harvard's shortstop, he was the best player on arguably the best college team in the country when baseball fever swept the land. In the summer of 1905, the Boston Traveler announced that he would be joining Fred Teeney's Boston Nationals, breaching the color barrier in Major League Baseball. But he did not make history 40 years before Jackie Robinson. He did not make history because the rumor of his breakthrough proved to be false. Matthews, however, deserves more than being a footnote in baseball. His remarkable life reflected the special tensions and tentative opportunities of Black Americans living in the 50 years of his lifetime, from 1877 to 1928. An expert on Matthews, Carl Lindholm provides not only an overview of his extraordinarily baseball career, but also considers his life outside of the baseball field, which brought him into significant contact with major figures of African American thought and culture at the time. Next, on Sunday, March 2nd at 3 p.m. at North Parish Unitarian Universalist at the Sanctuary, there's a performance, Stories of Hope, Acts of Faith, 4 local heroes, featuring Higher Plain Gospel Choir from Boston, featuring Minister Melvin Murphy. 4 people from Eastern Massachusetts in the late 19th and early 20th century are highlighted here. Charlotte Fortin, Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin, William Clarence Matthews, and William Monroe Trotter come to life to share their stories. All played in important national leadership roles, navigating the challenge of building institutions, organizations, and movements in an environment hostile to full inclusion of African Americans in civil life. Meet these fascinating people in an original dramatic presentation. It's free to all. On Sunday, March 16th at 3 p.m. at North Andover Historical Society, a lecture, Crusades for Justice, Black Visions Women Have and Connections by the Reverend Dr. Cheryl Townsend Gilks, a presentation illuminating the intersection of advocacy for women's civil rights and advocacy for civil rights for African Americans in the period following the Civil War into the early 20th century, paying special attention to the formation of associations and organizations. Reverend Dr. Cheryl Townsend Gilks is a John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Professor Emerita of African American Studies and Sociology at Colby College in Waterville, Maine. An ordained Baptist minister, she is an assistant pastor for special projects at the Union Baptist Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She has served as visiting faculty at several seminaries and schools of divinity, most recently, Chicago Theological Seminary. She holds degrees at Northeastern University, a BA, MA, and PhD, has pursued graduate theological studies at Boston University's School of Theology, and has received an honorary Doctor of Divinity at Ursinus College. Please check the North Andover Historical Society webpage for more information. Thank you.